to the war front. This is a nation where the president and the chief of army staff's community is besieged with security issues. A nation where citizens now provide public amenities for themselves, which includes private water borehole in your premises. You must have a generating set at home, personal security guard, including contribution by members of the public for things like transformers, construction of roads within our communities. This is the kind of nation you are offering yourself for service. So you must appreciate the enormity of the work that is before you. It's a nation where the overhead in our budget, it's about 75% of the entire budget. This is a nation where about 90% of our budget is used for debt servicing. A nation where borrowing has become as a matter of course. In fact, we borrow and spend money in anticipation. That is the nation you have presented yourself for screening to offer your service. It's a nation where individuals are now stronger than institutions. And indeed, that is the reason for which you protested against that has brought you before us for screening today. We are saying this for us to understand the seriousness of the problems of this country and the fact that everybody who wants to be a leader or a servant in this country must understand the seriousness of the problem and be a serious-minded person. Leaders do those things that we say. On behalf of this screening committee, we want to assure you that the committee will be fair, transparent, and will do justice to whatever that comes before us, regardless of your background. We are not unaware that you're a serving government, but that has nothing to do with us as members of the screening committee. We want to assure you that you are at home. Whatever our findings are, we shall report back to the party. But be rest assured that we will be fair as human beings. And so, on behalf of all of us, we welcome you and we pray that at this juncture we will go into the screening proper and plead with the press and every other person that is not supposed to be part of it to please take your leave. Thank you. Welcome you. And let us straight tell you that we do not jealous you. We sincerely sympathize with all of us as Nigerians. At this time that you have offered yourself for service to our nation, it's a nation where the power authority relies on generator to function. A nation where our police stations close, some of our police stations close at 6 p.m.
In the last 3.5, 4 years as governor, I just don't see that ideological divide. It just doesn't exist. I think the focus for me is development. Whether you're a conservative or you're a progressive, we expect that the outcome should be development. And unfortunately, I got a bit confused even in the APC because at one point I was being accused of not sharing the money, right? And when we were campaigning against PDP, we said, oh, the problem there was because they were sharing the money or something. So for me, it cannot be about ideology. At this point in time, what is important is how we provide strong and correct leadership, provide a direction for the country and for our people, provide the basic amenities they need, education, healthcare, good infrastructure. Those are the things that our people are yearning for. And those are the things we're doing in Edo State today. So whether as a progressive or as a conservative, my ideology is about the people, getting the people to enjoy the benefits of democracy. I believe they offered me, or they made the overtures and offers to me because they must have believed that we share something in common, that there's something I can offer their platform. So my message is that saying those hopes and aspirations, which they are hoping for, the reasons why they wanted me to join their party, it can still be realized under this platform, under the platform of the PDP. And so I'll encourage them, I'll woo them to join me in the PDP.
So, Mr. Governor,
People's Democratic Party to screen me for the office of Governor of Edo State in the next gubernatorial elections slated for September 19th. As you are already aware, upon consultation with my constituents, leaders, my former party, and in the PDP, I made a decision to move over to the People's Democratic Party, and that decision was consummated yesterday by going to the headquarters of the PDP in Edo State yesterday to pick up a membership, and also coming into Abuja immediately to pick up a nomination form. And I want to thank the leadership of the People's Democratic Party for being kind enough to admit me into the party and to organize this screening for me.
thank you.
Well, it's very professionally done. You could see objectivity, and I presented all my certificates. My secondary school, higher school, universities, and my national youth certificate. And just so that they could just see if there are any inconsistencies in them. And you can ask the screening committee if there was any inconsistency in any of those certificates.
The nation, thank you.
I just want to thank God because I have national support, not just support from my colleagues from the APC. I think the support is national. You have elder statesmen who are apolitical. You have traditional rulers. You have people from different spectrums of society. They've all come around to solidarize with me, to show support, because I think Nigerians are generally very fair-minded people. They are people who do not accept injustice. And, from what I've seen over the last several weeks or months, the support is across the board. It's just not from, APC governors alone.
Right.
But hope and purpose for the PDP is to have a united and very strong party. Party primaries should not be divisive because we as a party are focused on the same objective. But because we are separate individuals, our approaches may be different. So party primaries, in my view, should not be so acrimonious and disruptive. There are common grounds, there are common interests, and as I go back to Benin, I'm going to work on those, and hopefully, I'm very, very hopeful that I will get the